Got a fish on. Don't know what it is. It's fighting pretty hard. It's a big catfish. Oh, there he goes. So I got a good catfish down in the canal.
So we're going to show you how to clean that catfish my son caught. Just a simple, easy way to clean a catfish. You got to make sure you have a really, really sharp knife. You have to have a sharp knife. And I'm going to be using that RUNCL 6-inch fillet knife that they sent me. Just give her a quick couple back and forth on the new sharpener. It's an amazing sharpener. And I mean razor sharp, razor sharp. You gotta have razor sharp. The reason you gotta have a razor sharp knife for catfish specifically is that skin. A lot of guys will use pliers and pull it off, but if you have a really sharp knife, you do not need, absolutely zero need for pliers if you have a razor sharp knife. And this one here made by RUNCL, I recommend you guys go to runcl.com and use my discount code SPALL2RUNCL, SPALL to RUNCL. You'll get 15% off anything they have in their inventory. This knife here is razor sharp, I mean razor sharp. So what you also want to do is have you ice cold water with some salt. I use some pink Himalayan salt in there. It helps pull that fishiness right out of them. I'll just get right into cleaning this catfish and show you how I do it. So here's the catfish you got last night. It's a solid fish. A lot of people will do these a lot of different ways. And it's almost like walleye, same thing as a walleye. You just gotta, you can kind of feel their bone goes all the way back to here and kind of runs down the side on an angle this way. Where their head stops here, there's another bone right here that starts. And it goes just on an angle, just down like this. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your knife right along the top, just like you would do a walleye, right there. Then you flip your fish over. Okay, so he's like that. And I'm going to try to do this for you guys. And I'm going to watch the video as I do this so I can show you. But you come on an angle back, down like that. Everything up here is hard bone. So, then you just go along the backbone just like you do with a walleye. Same thing. Get down towards the end, poke through. Come right off the tail. And then you just cut down right like that until you hit the ribs. Flip it out, go around that rib cage, come down the side like I showed you with the walleye, same thing. Once you get around them ribs, you just come straight through, just like that. Then you get down into there, you cut your fillet off. I don't like the belly meat, a lot of people do, and you end up with a fillet that looks just like this. Completely boneless. We'll get on to the next line and I'll show you what we do from here. And as you can see, there's a rib cage right there. I mean, that's all ribs. You want to go around those. Flip the fish over. Do the same thing. Go on an angle back, around them bones. Just like that. Cut right down. Razor sharp knife. Keep that in mind. Go right along the backbone just like you do a walleye again. And then right here, right in front of that fin, you want to poke through. Come right down to the tail. Just like that. And then you just flay that fillet off. Get to them. You can hear it. You hear that? That's the rib cage. Just take that knife, one time down the side again, then flay right around those ribs. Right around the ribs, just like that. Go down. Take that fillet off. And just get rid of the fish in the trash. Now you're left with two. Really nice looking fillets. Completely boneless. And here is where you need the razor sharp knife. Come on over here, Sean, and grab my fork I dropped here. I dropped my RUNCL fork. But this is where you want a really sharp knife. This is where it comes into play, right here. Take that RUNCL fork, stick it in there, because a lot of times you'll be left with skin on the fillet, and if your knife ain't razor sharp, you're gonna be left with a whole bunch of skin. So you just want to keep going down that whole fillet, just like that. Keep that red meat off the back as much as possible. You can see there's not very much red meat except for down here towards the tail end. Then you got what they call a mud vein in here, and you want to take that out. You want to take that mud vein out. So you can see it kind of runs, you can see it right there. It runs right down the middle of that fillet. So you're going to want to take that out. Just take your knife. Get that fillet nice and straight. You don't want to lose no meat here. Run that knife right down the middle. And then you just take that piece off. Mud veins out, a little bit of red meat left here. You just kind of flay that off a little bit, just like that. Pull it off. And right there's one side. And me, I like to do them in cubes, so I'll just cut that in half. I like to cut it in half like that, and then you got two nice pieces off one fillet so far. And you still got this. You take that knife again and run it right down that vein. And there it is. There's your mud vein. You throw that away. Then you got another piece like that, and you end up with two more pieces. Goes right into that cold salt water. Same thing with this plate. And this, like I said, if you use a dull knife, you're not going to get this meat off that skin. So right down. You can keep your knife straight and keep most of that red meat off as you go. And I'll even flip it here and demonstrate, and then you can poke the fork back in there. Keep going down, just like that. And when you're done, that red meat, it's always gonna have a little color, but that dark red meat is not even on that fillet. Just that little bit there, which I'll take off. Most of that's left right in here. See, you can do this, and I'll show you. It just hangs onto the inside there. So throw that skin away. Then again, you want to take that mud vein out. So you run that knife right along that mud vein, straight out the fillet. And I'm just going to do it on both sides here since I showed you exactly how to do it in the first video. Boom. Pull it down the middle. Mud veins out of the fish. Cut it in half. That's a nice looking fillet. That's a nice looking fillet. Cut this one in half, and then you got what's left over there, and then instantly you want to put it right into that salt water. Leave it sitting there for about a half hour before you rinse it off and soak it in the fridge overnight. That's the way I clean catfish. It's simple, easy. You don't lose no meat. And when you catch catfish close to the lake like that, like he was fishing in the canal right close to the lake, and them catfish are coming back up and down that canal chasing bait fish around. Lake catfish tastes great. A little bit of Cajun on there, and you'll have a nice lunch. So that's how you clean a catfish, guys. And this is why I say right here, let it soak in salt water for a good hour before you rinse it. You can see that water's kind of oily and gritty in there. So, and also them fillets are turning nice and white. So I'm going to give it another half hour, and then I'm going to rinse them off and put them in the refrigerator overnight, and then I'll vacuum seal them in the morning.